Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And oh my god, it's another Star Wars video.
Oh, of course it is.
And we just kept telling people we weren't going to talk about Star Wars.
We were like, no one cares, and then all this happened.
Nobody cares. Then May the 4th happened. And
this has happened before May the 4th.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about all of the junk going on. Now that Star Wars people are talking about it, I think May the 4th is kicking up some stuff. I think Lucasfilm is also trying to bury some potentially controversial news. So now we've got all this other shit. You know, it always comes in waves.
Well, I noticed today, though, everybody's talking about Taika Waititi, but no one's really talking about Headland.
Yeah, we have to bury Leslie Headland. Now, if you listened yesterday, we had a video where Leslie Headland, former assistant to Harvey Weinstein, got her own series, on Disney Plus. It was confirmed, but they put it in the last paragraph of the announcement for Taika Waititi. Mm-hmm. So of course we've got, since we're talking about Star Wars, Rian Johnson has to pop up.
Oh, of course he does. He takes any opportunity to do this, to try to keep his name out there. Like, remember me in Star Wars. Always remember me in Star Wars. Don't forget.
Anytime there's any mention of Star Wars, here comes Rian Johnson. Like, I thought he was done with it. I thought it was over. But he's excited about Taika Waititi, but I'm like...
Of course he is. It's going to be like his movie all over again.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I like Taika Waititi, but Taika Waititi's going to go for the comedy, like he did with the Mandalorian, with the stormtroopers spending all the time shooting at nothing, or shooting and missing. It's going to be like that again. It's going to be like your mama jokes, like we got at the beginning of The Last Jedi. Yeah,
this is what I was concerned about with him doing Akira. They were talking about him doing Akira. I'm like, they do realize Akira is a very, very serious story, right? Like, this is not the guy for Akira at all. But it was just like, it's almost like Hollywood's like, wow, okay, Thor did pretty good, so let's get this guy on everything now. In fact, I think he would have been better doing like a He-Man movie or something, because that's basically what Thor Ragnarok was, like a goofy-ass He-Man parody.
I don't know. I think that could have gone really bad, too.
Yeah, no, so I don't know. But Rian Johnson, of course, has to stick his nose into it. Then we're going to talk about how some more people are coming out and throwing shade at Rian Johnson. So it's this never-ending cycle. Anytime Star Wars is even mentioned, Johnson comes up, people come out against Johnson. There's a debate about The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, and then it subsides, and then we wait a couple months, and then it flares up again, like hemorrhoids.
That's right.
Space hemorrhoids.
It has become a hemorrhoid.
Rian Johnson said, I have no idea what kind of Star Wars will come out of Taika and Christy and Leslie's brains. Oh God, I can only imagine. If I tried to guess, I'd be wrong, and that's the most exciting thing I can imagine. Please give me my trilogy.
Yeah, don't give him anything.
Put a good word in for me over there at Lucasfilm.
What we don't know. Well, I mean, we kind of do know what the hell's going on at Lucasfilm, but it's just like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, who's thinking these are good ideas?
Yeah, so let's talk about this real quick. This is actually coming from Disney Star Wars is Dumb, Ichibaka, who talked... he was talking about, he's been watching this situation with WDW Pro, which we
were the ones that pointed it out, because we watch all the time as Disney bloggers.
Right. So we know this guy's on the level. He actually points out that we're on the level. He said that we worked around Disney PR.
Yeah, we worked around Disney PR. We didn't work for Disney PR.
Yeah, so we'll clarify that. We actually did, we worked for Disney as contractors. I worked on Disney Comics for years. We worked on a Disney blog, which actually we did work with Disney PR on.
Yeah, because we had media access, and that we earned, not other people trying to spin it that way. And because of that, we worked in and around marketing and PR.
Yeah, so we had PR coming from the studios. We had PR coming from the theme parks.
We had to work with marketing on promotions and stuff.
Yeah, we've done that before. I, personally have contacts over at Disney Publishing. We have contacts over on the studio side of things. We know people in the animation.
Yeah,
sometimes
we know a lot of people.
Yeah, so anyway, but can tell you WDW Pro is absolutely on the level, because there's some stuff he said that was 100%.
Yeah, over the past few years, not just recently because everybody's watching him now because of Star Wars.
Yeah, WDW Pro and WDW, they all go for WDW. WDW Pro and WDW 1974, I can vouch, are two actual legit Disney insiders. One, I can verify, at least used to be retired, I think was an Imagineer, and I've actually spoken with them before. Pro, for sure, is usually right, and he was right in this instance too. But he said that he's concerned because he said, be ready. It looks almost certain that there's a new narrative being pushed by Kennedy loyalists at Lucasfilm. There's a civil war. There's a period of civil war. And the narrative is that Hedlund was only a personal assistant for 1 year.
Yeah, we've already been seeing that in articles.
So it looks like the rabbit hole might go a little deeper. People are worried about that. Disney's worried about that. So there might be some kind of a legal battle going on now. There's clearly a power struggle. Who knows how this is going to end?
Well, I think it's interesting that the narrative they're going to say is, well, everybody against her, again, is misogynistic, mean, and unfair. You know what? I'm going to rant for a minute. You can take your misogyny and stick it up your ass, because I am fucking tired, sorry, Mom, of being told every time I turn around, if I don't like your bullshit narrative shoved down, my throat or up my ass like an enema, I am some kind of misogynistic, unfair, racist, sexist jerk. You know what? That is childish, that is lazy, that is cowardly, because all you're doing is you're taking people that are already marginalized and you're using them as damn shields. People are mad because she was a shitty choice. She was, proven to have an agenda, said really crappy things on Twitter that she deleted. Kathleen Kennedy has completely fucked up Star Wars beyond belief. There was no plan, never a plan. She's always like, I don't understand how a woman does a job, frankly. I really don't, because if anybody can pinpoint to one person who messed it up, it's her. That's, apparently Bob didn't even know she was doing this. So, don't you dare sit there and say it's misogynistic, mean, and unfair, because I'm a woman and I think it's a load of crap. And you're not going to sit here and tell me again how I'm an internalized misogynist because of your PR spin. There's a lot of women and they're just sick and tired of hearing it. Star Wars fans have been women for years. It wasn't a recent thing that women have become Star Wars fans. And there's been strong female women in Star Wars since the beginning.
Strong female women?
That's right! Double down on that. So, middle finger to you. You better not spin this new thing as if you don't agree it's misogynistic, mean, and unfair. Again! Oh, look how creative and original you are! Sorry, but I'm sick of it. As a woman, I am so sick of being used as a shield. And then being told I'm not allowed to have an opinion other than what opinion they tell me I should have.
Well, there you go. Yeah, spoken by an actual woman. Yeah, so what they think is going on is Kennedy, again, this is a theory. We don't know. Maybe she's got some dirt on
Oh, no, because
Iger.
that whole thing about the one year thing, I've already seen in articles.
Yeah, so, there's definitely some stuff going on. Kennedy is building her own little team of loyalists over there.
How does Kennedy even have a job?
Because the theory, we don't know exactly what's going on. Theory is Kennedy must have something over Iger, because here we have Pro saying, with all that, Kennedy has essentially gotten her way time after time, outplaying Iger, even if she's been hammered by segments of the fans, mostly by hiring and developing strong loyalty within her
brand.
Her brand.
Hello, it's not your brand.
I mean, we saw what she did with Galaxy's Edge. I mean, Galaxy's Edge, even the Imagineers were like, how in the hell does the Lucasfilm story group, how can they come in and basically tell us to start over and tell us how to do our jobs? These are Imagineers that have been with the company for years. I mean,
so the only vision of Star Wars you can have is the vision that she approves with her minions.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. Like, she's got entirely too much power. Bob Iger has no problem shutting other people down. What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
What does she have on
They
him?
have destroyed the fandom, split the fandom. The jumping all around, the no plan has caused so much trouble. And then you do have something like the Mandalorian that's doing well, and that's a completely different group.
Yeah, so the theory here is that Ichibak has put forward that there might be another Geekergate. Now, of course, Geekergate, we started with Gamergate, and then we had Comicsgate, and now we had Animegate, and now they're talking this might be like Star Wars Gate, where basically people are calling out bullshit, and the media is quickly defending.
Well, you know what?
Blindly
It's not
defending
going to
Star Wars.
work because the people, the general public, the fans are wise to the shit the media pulls. And now you're seeing blogs being going under. They're losing money. Right now is prime picking off season because they can't afford to keep going when there's no advertising dollars.
Yeah, the ad revenue's dried up.
So people are just like not even going to their sites anymore because they know they're just one giant shill for these people, and it's a load of shit. And people are becoming more and more aware of it. It doesn't matter whether you like The Last Jedi or you didn't. Those who didn't like The Last Jedi got called out right away. Those who did got their comeuppance with The Rise of Skywalker when they were pissed, and then they got, told they were full of shit. So, doesn't matter which side your fence you're on that, you're going to be told you're full of shit depending on the outlet and what Disney's telling them to push that day.
But Disney's running out of money too, so this is going to be very interesting to see how successful any kind of, use my air quotes here, any kind of gate can be when all these blogs are running out of money and running out of support. Because we're on a different playing field now than we were 4 or 5 years ago. And, these blogs were all propped up with venture capital, and a lot of the venture capitalists had, their own agendas they wanted to put. And now people are like, yeah, we can see through the bullshit, and you don't have the money to keep spinning lies.
You have no power over me. But beyond that, now Star Wars people themselves have been coming out and speaking out. Like John Boyega, we saw it with, Mark Hamill has made comments. Now you have this going on.
Yeah, this has been going on. The cracks are cracking cracklier more over the last couple of months about The Last Jedi, which I can't believe we're still talking about. But Rian Johnson has to bring it up every other freaking month. But now we've got Clone Wars actor, I believe he plays Darth Maul, Sam Witwer, calling out Rian Johnson, saying the writer and director did not do his homework.
Oh, no shit.
No shit. So Witwer told his Twitch fans during a Battlefront 2 stream, Last Jedi to me felt like a movie made by a guy who hadn't quite done his homework.
Yep.
He said he thinks Rian Johnson is a talented guy, but you can't reinvent Star Wars without knowing Star Wars first, and he
exactly.
didn't.
It's like when I taught art, you can't break the rules until you learn the rules. And I used to get so annoyed by that when I was a student, but as a teacher, I understand it now. And it's like that. You can't break rules when you don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, and you said, there's no argument. You can't make a compelling argument for why Luke didn't go help his sister. Luke was a completely different character. And look,
no matter what they try to say he was.
Yeah, and I get that people go through shit, but Luke Skywalker went through a lot of shit and he became a hero. You don't toss away all your convictions and everything.
Sure you do. Finn did. In The Last Jedi, he overcame all that, finally, grew a backbone, did all that stuff, was a hero, and then they made him a deserter at the beginning of The Last Jedi, because the only people that stay true to themselves are female characters.
Yeah, so this is his opinion. This is during a live stream. So it starts to come out when these people are just kind of chillaxing and they're not on the press circuit anymore, and they have nothing to lose. Clone Wars is over. Mm-hmm. He has nothing to lose.
Their NDAs are probably up.
They're probably up. He says, this is just my opinion. There were a lot of things in Last Jedi I found compelling in a Rian Johnson filmmaker point of view. They just didn't fit into Star Wars. That's the thing. Like, Rian Johnson might be an okay filmmaker, but they shouldn't let him near an existing franchise.
Right, especially when he's known for, he wants to subvert expectations. Then that should have been the first clue that you shouldn't put him in charge.
Yep, he said, I don't think he did his homework. The themes, what it's about, what the characters are about, but as a standalone film, if I don't know what the Jedi are or who Luke is or what he represents, I think there's some compelling things in there. If that's meaningful to you, awesome. So basically, Rian Johnson created a Star Wars movie for people who don't know Star Wars.
Right, so that you don't have no convictions, preconceived ideas about what it's about, like you would in a franchise with, that was what, the 8th movie?
Yeah.
If you never watched the other 7 movies in the series, I mean, come on.
Finally, Star Wars for me. Star Wars for people who have never watched Star Wars, not for the toxic man babies.
Well, I do agree with him. If it's meaning to you, that's all. Like we always say, you're allowed to like it, you're allowed to not like it. My problem has more to do with the fact that because I don't like it, we get harassed and I get called a misogynist.
So they talk about how John Boyega poked fun at Finn's showdown with Captain Phasma and called the whole movie a bit iffy.
It was a bit iffy, if that's being nice.
2 of the franchise editors claim that Johnson tried to undo the sequel trilogy.
Believe it completely, it's obvious.
And they threw shade at them. How dare they? How dare they throw shade at 2 women who worked on Star Wars and had years of experience?
Because that's what I'm talking about. They want to use the whole female. The Force is female, 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 as long as that's what you agree with what they say. If you're a woman who disagrees, then suddenly they step over you and you don't count anymore. You're not worth their time because you don't agree with them.
So people who have walked away from the, Lucasfilm cult seem to be airing their grievances. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Scientology, right? They walk away and they start talking to the press and they get shut down and they get told they need to shut up. And so they've walked away, they've moved on, and here we have concerted efforts to shut them up, shut them down, discredit them. But then meanwhile, you look at what Kathleen Kennedy is doing over there at Lucasfilm. It's like, let's double, triple down. Let's do the High Republic that nobody asked for. Let's hire Harvey Weinstein's assistant to work on this show.
Personal assistant.
But
it only was a year, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
Even though she deleted the tweets where she went on and on about what a genius he was and,
right.
was like gushing all over the dude.
after.
That was after he was, called out.
After everything came out. And probably knows a lot more, and she's letting on. And beyond that, she spends most of her time on Twitter going on tirades against the patriarchy and white folks and everything else. I mean, what the hell? What the actual hell? I mean, if you couldn't wait to lose more money there, Disney, on Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like they want to lose money.
I mean, all you have to do is make somewhat decent Star Wars, and the fans are reasonably happy. The Mandalorian wasn't the best thing ever, but it was a hell of a lot better.
It felt like Star Wars.
Yeah, it was a hell of a lot better than what we've gotten, and people loved it.
I love this because it's CBR. And the same media outlets like CBR and other ones that were like, everybody who hates The Last Jedi, they didn't say it specifically, but they were basically implying that if you didn't like Last Jedi, there was something wrong with you. A lot of the media. I love this. The controversy surrounding The Last Jedi rolled over into J.J. Abrams' The Rise of Skywalker, as fandom is equally split. I thought it was a vocal minority until it's something you don't like, and then it's a split fandom.
Oh, then we have to get in there. Still, The Last Jedi was a box office hit, and it was more profitable for Disney than its successor. But yeah, because there was waning interest as people saw that these sequel trilogy movies were getting shittier and shittier. They stopped going to see them.
Well, that's what happened. It was really popular for like a week or two, and then it fell off a cliff. So that's that's apples and oranges, and no one went to see The Rise of Skywalker. Well, people did, but not in the same numbers because they're like, there's no redeeming this now.
So yeah, people. I mean, they didn't go see Rise of Skywalker because of
this. And this was only popular for a little while, and then it fell off a cliff.
Yeah, all the characters they cared about, they killed off. They'd already done the damage. The damage was done by The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi dropped off a cliff once people realized it was a shit. But this is not the only person that came out. We had last year the voice actor of Admiral Akbar. Mm-hmm.
That was around Celebration time.
Yeah, and they tried to shut him down on stage.
That was during Celebration, yes.
During Celebration, Tom Kane is like, yeah, I really didn't like it. And they're like, shut up, Tom, stop talking.
Right, because, the interviews are done by, StarWars.com, who, is on payroll from Lucasfilm and Disney. So, of course, they're not going to put out the news that isn't skewed.
StarWars.com and the Marvel YouTube channel are you look up fake geek in a dictionary, it's those two websites. I mean, they're like baking freaking cookies, and they've got people that can't keep shit straight.
Are they going to do a fashion show next and be stylists? Because we're the real fans. Look at our new outfit we're wearing.
My little Star Wars tutu and all that bullshit that, real fans are like, what the hell? Where did you get these people
Real fans wouldn't wear that stuff.
Real fans would not wear that stuff. But it's they're starting to crack. We had Cameron Pasha, who is a published author, a producer in Hollywood, came out last year, too, and was like, using The Last Jedi to teach about bad screenwriting. Mm-hmm. And this is a guy who's actually got a lot of cred, and he's teaching classes, college classes, and this is how you don't write a movie. But it does seem like there is definitely some kind of a war coming. Yeah,
there's something going on. And they're clearly against fans again.
Yeah, and it's like, again, we thought this was over. We thought Star Wars was dead and buried. Now we're just digging up the corpse.
Well, you know what, Kathleen? You're not using me as a shield. You're not using. There's a lot of Star Wars fans that are women. You're not using them as shield anymore either.
Amen.
Yeah, just own your mistakes. Grow up.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this one up.
That's right.
Okay, keep an eye on this, guys. It's shit's gonna get real here pretty soon, I think. And we thought it was over.
Yeah, we have the investment call yet today.
Oh God. Okay, so we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.